Enough of this.
All right. So what is your music topic?
All right, give me the begging for emails.
All right. Let me pull up the old clipper here and, because we have bumpers for everything.
Yeah, that's right.
Begging for email. Blah, 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 blah. Here we are. Begging for email.
It's time for the Classic Metal Show to start begging for email.
What the hell is email?
Death sent me an email.
Well, when you figure it out, email me.
And here's your loser beggars, Neely and Chris.
You've got mail.
All right. What do you have for us today there, mailman?
Well, as I told you during the week, I got an email from Mark Striegel.
Okay.
And Mark, and he writes, hope all is good. Thanks for the kind words on one of the shows I heard recently.
Really? Did we have kind words from Mark?
I think we did say some nice things about him. A couple weeks ago, we were talking about him reaching out and fixing shit. Didn't we talk about that?
Yes, we did.
A couple weeks ago. Yeah. So he just a quick comment there, and then he said, "Here's a funny comment from Instagram attached." And apparently, I'll preface this by saying that apparently the Talking Metal fans are no more happy about us solving the big war of the two shows than the CMS fans are.
Well, what did Talking Metal do to go against the CMS?
Nothing. Just didn't talk about us, didn't give us any credit or whatever. Just were quiet about it. But their fans are mad that we're friendly now. Or at least this guy is.
Okay.
So this guy, this is from Mark's Instagram page, I guess, or his Twitter, or his Talking Metal one of the Instagrams.
Okay.
And it says the guy's name is Retro Tune of the Day. If anybody wants to look this guy up on Instagram.
Okay.
He says, and taking abuse, then kissing the asses of the Classic Metal Show. Way to go, Mark. At least John didn't give a shit. But come on, man. You even bought that idiot's book. And then he's got the emoticons of a guy's head with a gun to it.
Okay.
So, needless to say, their fans are not real happy either, because our fans have given me shit personally.
Sure.
As far as, you guys ruined it. You guys ruined it with Talking Metal.
Sure.
But Mark wrote back, I made peace with CMS because I wanted to, not for our listeners or theirs. It has made me feel good to do so. I love John and always will, but anyone who listens to Talking Metal knows he is not really involved anymore, except for a rare co-host appearance. So yes, reaching out to the CMS was all me. I honestly have no clue how much he knows about it or even cares. So
does that confirm what we always believed, that John was the dope of the show?
Well, I guess he certainly didn't like us. It sounds like.
Yeah, but that's my point though, because once John was cut loose,
yeah,
that's when Mark decided, you know what, I can do this.
Yeah, well, sure. Well, and I mean, it's just at this point. I don't understand. I mean, even that, when did we do that? 2 years ago?
Yeah, it's been 2 years.
Been 2 years. So 2 years later, I mean, why is this still a topic for anybody? Right?
Well, maybe he mentioned the CMS on like a recent Talking Metal or something.
Maybe.
And his listener said, "What are you talking about those guys for?"
Yeah, it could be. Who knows? I don't know. I just don't understand why anybody's upset about it at this point. It's over. Get over it.
It's over now.
All right, LAG. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, if you want to hear the Talking Metal stuff, it's all out there somewhere. Listen to it on YouTube. We didn't take it down, did we?
No.
So?
I saw that somebody had posted on, I think, your Facebook or something, where it said something to the effect like, I'm boycotting you guys until you start doing Talking Metal again, or something to that effect.
Okay. Well, it's going to be a long boycott.
It doesn't have the same effect. You know, even if we hadn't made up with Mark.
Yeah.
Talking Metal doesn't have the same goofiness to it because John is no longer involved.
Yeah.
The reason, probably the biggest reason we ever even keyed in on Talking Metal is just the stupid pontification that a drunken John Ostronomy made, and Mark had to comment on it.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah. But I mean, that's at this point, I don't see the problem. You know,
Yeah.
I'm good with Mark. Mark and I do email back and forth
Sure.
fairly regularly, I guess. And, you know, that day is done. But people on both sides still think it's fucked up.
Well, it is kind of fucked up.
Well, it's something I'll be honest, it's something I never thought I would see.
Yeah, but you know, the thing is nobody thought that they'd see Axl and Slash on the stage together again either.
I think this is way different and way more severe.
Yeah, but my point is my point is that you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, who would have thought that you were going to see a Dokken reunion?
No, again, this is way more severe. I mean, those guys just had a business problem or something. We had a war.
Yeah.
This was us against them. God damn it!
Right, a podcast against a podcast.
Yeah, and we were gonna win. God damn it!
This was important stuff.
Yeah.
This wasn't playing with lights on a light bright board.
Yeah.
This silver spacecraft.
Yeah, that's some funny shit. The smoke machine in the closet and whatever.
Playing with a light bright board.
We did some funny shit.
I know, just silly.
It was. So that's one email. I have several mails here.
All right, well let's run through them here real quick.
Okay, can I have your Dokken bumper, sir?
Sure.
I need your Dokken bumper.
Let me pull up the Neely Talks Dokken.
All right.
Let's see here. Neely bumpers. Let's see here. Where is it? Here we go.
Hey, it's been 5 minutes, and it's time now for Neely to talk Dokken on the Classic Metal Show.
All right, go right ahead.
All right. This comes from a listener that asked not to be identified, so I will not identify him or her. It says, I think you'll like this short story. Went and saw Dokken tonight, which was awesome.
Was that tonight?
No, this was Friday.
Okay. That was in New York.
Okay.
I think they were like around like Jones Beach or something like that.
Okay.
With Rat.
Right. Well, they said it was awesome.
Okay.
And Rat was there as well. But I didn't stay to watch Douchebag Blotzer play.
Okay.
Earlier in the day, when Rat arrived at the venue, I asked Bobby for a picture, but he told me to fuck off because I was wearing a Dokken shirt.
I gotta ask Dawn when I see Dawn on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I gotta find out what happened with their co-headlining or their show that they did last night.
Right.
Over in New York with Rat.
I'm curious after this one. But he didn't actually say fuck off. He said, oh, you're here for Don. Let me go get Don, sarcastically, and just kept walking. And the other guys in Rat just kind of stood there and watched it all happen. Not trying to start anything publicly, just wanted to tell you about my encounter with him.
Isn't that funny that people from around the States or around the world have to report their experiences to us?
It's amazing.
Yeah. That's funny.
That is funny. So that's that guy.
Yeah.
Where's that other guy? Okay. This one comes from Alexander Fintonis.
All right, that's our guy up in Yellowknife or whatever.
Yeah. He says, I have a music question for both of you guys.
Okay.
That both of you guys have touched in past episodes. Do you still both pay for music? I do a little.
I do not. I have not purchased music in quite a while since our good friend has given us our Spotify.
Yes.
I listen to the Spotify pretty much every day.
Yep. Michael Abatista, our hero.
Mm-hmm.
I know you both do Spotify as do I, but I've been a huge collector of CDs and vinyl for 25 plus years, and I still am. I know Chris is purely digital downloads and streaming. I ask because I feel music has zero value now. This is like what we were touching on before. Most people just view it as a free commodity. See, saying what you said.
Mm-hmm.
Which I feel is sad. Whether it's a vinyl, CD, cassette, or download, I still feel it's important to buy music. A lot of great records have been lost because of streaming or downloads. Do you believe that?
Yes and no.
Okay.
You and I both know, doing the top 20 CD or top 10 CD countdown at the end of the year.
Yeah.
There are a lot of great records out there.
True.
And they do not get the recognition or the popularity that you and I think they deserve. Let's just take, for example, the last two Armored Saint records.
Right, sure.
Those
okay.
records, phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't sell 1 million copies. They didn't get any radio or airplay. They didn't get any accolades. They didn't win any awards. They didn't nothing, but they were great records.
Right.
You know, and this year with Metal Church's return with Mike Howe, this 11, my favorite record of the year so far.
Okay.
That's never going to see the light of day. I mean, you know, the hardcores are going to get it, you know, or stream it or listen to it or whatever. But
right.
it's never gonna get a music award or you know, be recognized on, you know, a commercial outlet of some kind.
Right.
It's not going to. So yes, the great records, and I'm only using that. I'm not saying that those are the best, but we've come across a bunch of records over the last, let's just say the last 8 years.
Okay.
That since we've been doing the countdown, there were a lot of phenomenal records.
Yeah. And then we go through it and we start listening back to them. We're like, fuck yeah, these are great.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Metal Church, A Light in the Dark.
Yeah.
I still listen to that record because it is just fantastic from beginning to end.
Right. Yeah.
But it didn't win any rewards or got any special recognition or won't ever be in somebody's top 10 list or anything.
No, you're right. I think what he's talking about, though, is he's talking about they're actually being lost because they're not streaming. Like things that are like, well, I'll read it. It says, I'll read it again. Also, a lot of great records have been lost because of streaming or downloads. They are only on vinyl and CDs, cassettes. You'd be surprised. A lot of my discs and records are worth some coin because they aren't available except on old out-of-print formats.
Okay, so is he talking about, you know, previously released stuff from a different era?
Yeah, and it's being lost on the new era because it's not in the street. Like Badlands as an example. The Badlands, I think like Voodoo Highway I think Voodoo Highway is out of print, and I think the first one is too.
Yeah, but so it's lost. Is it lost because it doesn't get streamed, or it's
that's
lost?
What he's saying.
Okay,
or is people are never going to discover those bands because their records were shelved.
Okay, well, but what does that have to do with the internet?
No, he's not saying with the internet. He's just making that statement that he feels like a lot of records in the streaming era are being lost because they were like HSAS. I'm pretty sure is not on Spotify or
Yeah, but my point is that a decision that they're not being streamed by the whoever owns the rights to them?
Yeah, it's the record labels.
Yeah, so it's not because of the modern era that they're being lost. They're being lost due to the decisions of whoever it is that controls the rights to them.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that's true. Definitely true.
Because if somebody wanted to put it out on YouTube or something, it would probably be there.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Without getting pulled,
Right. Okay, so that's his email.
Okay.
Ready for another one?
Sure, go ahead.
This came in from Stevie Peavy.
It isn't the same guy, is it?
It's the same guy.
Really?
Yeah.
The guy with the spark plugs on his shoulders?
Well, yeah. He writes, just discovered your posts reviewing my show. As they say, love me, hate me, as long as you spell my name right. Well, 0 out of 3 ain't bad. EVPV.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here. We got this is something. This is from Mel Wilson. Mel Wilson says, holy crap. This was on Wednesday.
Uh-huh.
He says, holy crap. In Charlotte, jigaboos are shooting jigaboos, and the more jigaboos rioted. Damn jigaboos. That word isn't harsh enough. What is the worst thing to call them? Cocksuckers. Hail and kill.
Somebody who enjoys the show, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
Jigaboos and cocksuckers.
So that's Mel's email.
Uh-huh.
Then we got Rob Wallace. And Rob writes, and I guess we should have done this at the beginning of the show instead of now, but question for Neely. Gonna see Doc in a couple days here in Cleveland, so that was tonight.
Yes.
He says he's cool with meeting fans. I was just wondering if he meets before or after shows.
Well, it's one of those deals where you have to catch him.
Yeah.
If you can catch him, he'll meet with you.
Right.
He'll never just tell you, fuck off, I'm not signing autographs. Oh, you're here to see Blutzer. Fuck him, man.
How funny is that?
Our good friend Mikey, obviously, he got to meet Don and the guys tonight, and they were very kind to him, and
right.
even invited and even offered to bring him to the venue, even though he wasn't 21. It was a 21 and over show, and they were just like, well, why don't you come with us? We'll get you in.
Yeah.
And and of course, Mom says, no. Because I even told him, I said, well, you should have gone. They would have taken care of you. Oh, I don't want to put anybody out. I don't want to inconvenience anybody. I said, well, they're friends of mine. And I told them you were friends of mine. And believe me, they would have taken care. Yeah, that's all right. Don't worry about it.
Right.
Like, okay.
Yep, that's it.
So Mikey obviously was very, very happy tonight.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I saw the pictures. He looked very, very stoked.
Yeah.
To say the absolute least, he was very stoked.
Sure.
But, good. Good for him. And I think, I'm looking here to see if that's it. I think that is all of the emails that I have, unless you have more.
Nope, I have none.
That is all the emails that I have this week.
All right.